Hey everybody, this is AskJoshy. Welcome to Game 2 in a best-of-3 series being played between StarCraft, our red Terran over here on the left side of Shattered Temple, and his opponent TSL.Polt, the blue Terran on the far right. This is the final for IPL4 Online Qualifier number 2. Both of these players have qualified for the live event IPL4 in Las Vegas, so right now they are just playing for seeding. Both of them have made it to group stages with guaranteed prize money. All this affects is which group these guys get placed into. We have Online Qualifier winner in one group and Online Qualifier runner-up in another group, so really this will make a difference somewhere down the road, but right now both of these players are probably just thrilled to be here because it means they've qualified. The hard part's over. They are just playing for what group they'll be in at IPL4, so they have to be feeling pretty great right now. Bomber did lose the first game against Polt. I'm curious, how much he's distraught by that, or if he just doesn't care and he just wants to play this game and get it over with. Both of them have qualified, so they still just, again, feeling great into this series, and Polt won his first game against Bomber, so, that's just icing on top. Maybe he can put a cherry on top of the icing with this game. Who knows? Bomber may fight his way back here. We'll see what goes on here on Shattered Temple. And Polt doing something interesting again, walling off here in TVT. A lot of Terran players don't do it unless they're trying to be super sneaky. Actually, Bomber is doing it as well this game. Bomber did not do this last game, so I'm wondering if he thinks that he should have in the last game. He's getting a refinery up very quickly, while Polt is not. No refinery just yet for Polt. Interesting stuff. He's actually lowering his depot again so they can start building that second supply depot. He's just going to finish the wall off, get that thing started, and start scouting across the map. I like that move. Wow, Polt just showing me stuff here in TVT. And the depot goes back up, and now as soon as this SCV finishes building the barracks, he can just walk on over to the supply depot, finish the wall off, and no SCV from Bomber is going to be able to get in there. So Bomber not starting a second supply depot just yet, actually starting a tech lab incredibly quickly, and Polt is not getting an add-on, so this is kind of interesting. Orbital Command is starting, at the normal time for both players. Polt not going to find Bomber at that close flying position. Bomber's not going to find Polt at that close flying position, so the very narrow window of scouting that Polt could have had a chance to get into this base is now missed. This is just a positional difference here. You notice Bomber actually has the chance to put a tech lab inside his base like that, while Polt instead, if he wanted to put a tech lab, he would actually have to lift off and move over to the left a little bit to be able to place that tech lab, so he's actually just going to forego it completely and start building a command center instead. There's a Reaper. There's a Reaper coming out for StarCraft. This is kind of interesting to do in TVT. So he got the tech lab up first, and instead of just starting to crank out Marines and Marauders and stim packs and all that lovely stuff, he makes a Reaper. Actually, a second Reaper is on the way now, and he's starting his command center after Polt has already begun building his. Looks like an SCV was discovered by Polt and taken out quite quickly. He's going to just continue churning out Marines there, and a second barracks is coming up rather than a factory, as there has been no gas collected by TSL.Polt just yet. Oh, the Reaper's in the main. Let's see if he actually manages to kill any SCVs. It does take 2 shots from a Reaper to be able to kill an SCV, and these Marines are hot on his trail. SCV's actually surrounding, and the Reaper actually did absolutely nothing there. It got a look around Polt's base, but that is pretty much it. Let's take actually the second Reaper's vision and look into the main base of Polt. He didn't even see that command center. He saw another barracks building, and that was about it. So now Polt is alerted to the fact that Reapers are a possibility. He's going to move his Marines over to the cliff. That's the lowest visibility part of the entrance to his main, so that's a perfect spot for him. He's got his command center finished now. He's building a factory with the first available 100 gas, and this Reaper, what is he doing? He's going to hop up and spot the command center, so that's good for him. Actually spot this orbital command building rather than just a command center, but he is going to almost get picked off. He's just doing some quick scouting, doesn't want to lose a second Reaper for no reason. Bunker getting placed down here. He sees that Polt is building lots of bio, multiple barracks instead of straight into factory, so he's preparing for an early game push. Barracks number 2 and 3 coming up for Bomber, so no factory for him either. A big departure from the first game. Still no second gas here as an engineering bank going up, so Bomber is going to try to out infantry Polt, who's shown only Marines so far this game, not even so much as Tech Lab until just now, as Stim is starting to get research. Tech Lab going down on the factory and a starport being built. So Polt is surging ahead in tech. He drops a scan just to check up on his buddy Bomber and see what's going on over there. I think he did see the engineering bay, but we'll grab his vision just to make sure. Yes, he does see the engineering bay, sees the 3 barracks. So Polt has gone only 2 barracks into starport, while Bomber is going heavy infantry. Finally, this orbital command is going to land over at the natural. He's building a bunker as well. We have a good handful of Marines here, 11 Marines total for Polt. Let's look at the unit tab. There's 1 Reaper and 7 Marines on the field for Bomber. This Reaper is way over here below the natural of Polt, so he could eventually run in there and try to wreak some havoc. He takes over the Zelnaga Tower, realizes he doesn't need all these Marines to clear the area or anything like that. Bomber was not controlling the Zelnaga Tower, so that's not going to matter. And we do have a medevac coming out here quickly. He's not going to waste any time building a reactor or a tech lab. He's going to get the medevac out as fast as he can, and this makes me think that he's going to be doing some drop play, probably in the hidden part here, or maybe even all the way into the mineral line. If he comes all the way down to the bottom entrance and gets into that mineral line, it could be tough, since Bomber has the majority of his forces and defenses up here at the natural. So we'll see if he does. Oh man, eight Marines already loaded up in this medevac. The Reaper is a little bit too far out of position to actually see this going on, so he could be in trouble here. Polt probably going to be able to score some damage. There are a lot of Marines here. They do have stim, so he could react pretty quickly. Combat shields also on the way, so the fact that this medevac has to take absolutely forever to actually get over to the mineral line is a huge plus for Bomber, who actually has more supply than Polt as a result of not teching up and just building tons and tons of Marines. The medevac is getting closer and closer, but no, Bomber. Bomber's moving out with his 25, 26 Marines just as the medevac is landing in his base. Let's take Bomber vision. Bomber vision, Bomber vision. Okay, so he knows that his Reaper is gathering some scouting intel. Oh, but suddenly our SCVs are under attack. No more Bomber vision. Let's go back to everyone vision. Polt has already cleared the mineral line. Has he killed any workers yet? Yes, 10 workers, 11 workers. More Marines coming back, but now, oh my god, Bomber is trying to actually trade, but these 2 siege tanks already racking up 10 kills between them, and these Marines are getting thinned out by SCVs and a lone siege tank. 7 kills on that siege tank, make it 8, and now 1 Marine versus 1 siege tank. That's the saddest fight you'll ever see, and Bomber GG's. Polt makes it a quick 2-0 for the finals of IPL4 Online Qualifier 2. Good job, Polt. Good job, Bomber. I'll see both of you in Las Vegas soon.